Continues right now. Political analyst Brian Sobel joins us live from the newsroom. And Brian, let's begin with health concerns. Those health concerns about Hillary Clinton. How big of an issue is this for her campaign?
Julie, I think when they get through this 24-hour period and the discussion around the actual pneumonia diagnosis goes away, the thing that will linger is the idea that this occurred and the Clinton campaign didn't come out and talk about it right away. I think that is going to be the thing that lingers a little bit on this issue.
And Brian, the campaign says it plans to release more details about Clinton's overall health in the next few days. And this comes after we all saw the video from 9/11 yesterday in New York after it shows her stumbling and practically falling before she got into the SUV. Do you think the Clinton camp was forthcoming? And how they handled that?
No, Frank, they were not. And I think had there not been a video, we might not have heard anything about it. Now, in fairness, Trump has been guilty of this as well through the campaign. You know, the bottom line is you have a candidate in Trump who's 70 and one in Clinton who's going to be 69 here very shortly. And so health is a concern to voters. And I think what the voters would appreciate coming from both campaigns is extensive transparency.
Yeah, because it goes back to that whole issue of trustworthiness with Hillary Clinton and the fact that, you know, that video did emerge. I'm sure they didn't want that video to be seen, but it did come out. So there were people saying they should have come out last week in Benworth. She was at a coughing attack last week in Ohio. So the trustworthiness, is that going to present a bigger problem for her now after this?
Well, it's the steady drumbeat that I've been talking about for weeks and months, frankly. Every chance that the Clinton campaign has had to just come forth immediately, they seem to wait a little bit too long, and then it becomes a story. But again, this is happening on both sides of the campaign. One is not more guilty than the other. You know, maybe the message to both campaigns is, please treat voters as if they can handle the news.
Okay, in that same vein, Trump has not been entirely forthcoming either. He hasn't released his tax returns. Is that a similar issue?
Absolutely, Frank. It's the same thing. It's, for whatever reason, both of these campaigns have taken the decision to hold information back, whether it's medical or financial or anything else. And yet, if you go back a little bit and you think about the previous campaigns where, for example, John McCain literally called in the doctors because he had melanoma and showed them all his medical records. That's transparency. We're not seeing enough of that in this campaign. I think most experts would agree.
And we have a little bit of breaking news right now. I just want to report that Hillary Clinton is telling CNN she didn't disclose pneumonia diagnosis immediately because she didn't know it was going to be that big of a deal. That's just coming out here as breaking news. She didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. Do you agree?
Well, I think had the video not emerged, where she was stumbling and helped into the SUV by a couple of aides, had that not emerged, this would have just gone away. And frankly, people have medical maladies and things happen, and I think had she just been forthcoming, or her campaign, this would already be old news. But I think the problem with not coming forward Friday, frankly, when they knew she had pneumonia, is the problem.
All right, Brian Sobel live for us in the newsroom. Thanks for your insight, Brian.
Absolutely, my pleasure.